In 2009, Brad Keselowski established himself as a force to be reckoned with in NASCAR, as he got a shock win in the Cup Series at Talladega and finished third in the Xfinity Series standings. Late in the season, he was hired by Team Penske as a replacement for David Stremme, which led to a full season in 2010. Expectations were high, and certainly Keselowski could deliver.
Car spins and gets collected down off the banking between turns 1 and 2. Regan Smith is in it. Brad Keselowski and Keselowski's teammate, the 77 Sam Hornish, are all involved.
And I mean, Jeff Gordon in that 24 just squeaked by.
And, you know, most of the wrecks we've seen down here have actually started mid-pack and back.
First caution of the day. Oh, Max Pappas from Como, Italy. His first 500. He's on the apron.
Another one.
And Sam Hornish, IndyCar star. There is Gordon. No apparent damage to the left side of his Chevy. And Regan Smith, the young driver from outside Syracuse, New York. Right behind the yellow car is the number 12 of Keselowski. And you see him just get a little loose right there. Gets up into the wall, collects Smith and Hornish.
I believe that 12 car had something happen to it, like it may have lost a right rear tire or something. There's really no reason for it to step out like that.
So Roger Penske had 3 cars in this race, and that gets 2 of them, the 12 and the 77. There you see Gordon just squeaking by in that 24.
3 cars in the garage from that crash at lap 9. Here's Dick Berggren.
Okay, Brad Keselowski starting his very first ever Daytona 500 in the garage with the car bent up. How bad is that piece?
It's really bad. Tore the whole right side off, broke the brake calipers, and messed up the toe, so it doesn't drive straight. You know, just one of the deals. You come here to Daytona and you spend, 2 weeks working on your car and polishing it and making it the best you can, and just little tweaks here and there. And we had an awesome Penske Dodge Charger, and didn't even get a chance. Blew out a right rear tire there. By the looks of the carcass of the tire, what we were able to see there, ran over something. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the tires, just caught a bad break.
Well, the crew's not giving up. They're working on his automobile, going to try to get him back out again.
Regan Smith and Keselowski's teammate Sam Hornish also in the garage.
We haven't seen a lot of tire failures or any tire problem necessarily. We saw that on the 31 car and I think the 07, 2 Childress cars. Overall, tires have been pretty dependable down here.
Trouble off it. Oh, trouble, turn 4, front straightaway. Keselowski goes for a ride.
And the caution is out. The caution is out.
You're fine, buddy. Gather it up here. You're fine. Gather it up. You're fine. The caution is out. Got a right front. Look.
Right. So Biffle, Kyle Busch, and Jimmy Johnson might be okay here.
It might not be a good thing to say, but I think it was a perfect storm.
Exactly.
That's from the contact that he and the 00 made. They cut out his right front tire.
Keselowski was running 13th at the time after battling with David Rudiman.
I've seen that a number of times today, Larry. That splitter gets in there and it'll cut the sidewall right out of a tire, and you'll see here as he comes up on the track, his right front was down.
Well, and that's the reason you wait till after the race and go find the guy in the garage here and leave the poor race car out of it.
Say, dude, what are you thinking?
Because right rear just came apart, or left rear just came apart.
And we know exactly why, probably.
Exactly. Oh, 2 cars in the wall in turn 2.
That's Joey Logano, the 20 that's up there.
And Carl Edwards.
And the caution is out.
Now there's a lot of, looks like damage on the left front corner of Logano's car and the right front of Edwards.
99's got a lot of damage.
Sorry, man. I don't know what he was saying. I'm sorry.
That's Carl Edwards.
I had room. I went down, and then he hit us from behind.
Let's see if we can watch this again and see who did what here.
Logano on the outside, Edwards in the middle.
Ooh, Carl got clipped by Brad Keselowski. Just run him up the hill, couldn't save it, and got into Joey Logano in the 20 car.
And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution.
My goodness.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy,
we're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
And have we seen that somewhere once before?
Talladega last year and early in this race at lap 41.
A little crossover move here by Carl. clean here, clean here. Just slight contact. Look at that thing go.
That looked so much like Edwards' turnover at Talladega off the bumper of Keselowski.
It really did, and I'm so wondering and hoping that when they put the spoiler back on these cars, they'll quit turning over like this.
Keselowski's put the window net down.
The roof flaps deployed, but it did not sit that car back down. I'm like you, Darrell. I'm going to be so glad to see that rear spoiler back on these cars.
I think that's it's got to be something to that.
That car took a hard hit in the left A pillar, the windshield post right in front of the driver.
But let's check in with Krista Voda, who's with Brad Keselowski. Krista?
Chris, Brad Keselowski just came out of the care center. The irony is a year ago you were watching from victory lane as another car flipped over. Are you okay, and what happened out there?
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, first off, Penske Racing had some phenomenal cars today. Really proud of the 12 team. Everybody on the Mopar 12 Dodge Charger. A lot to be proud of back home in the shop. I think Kurt's got a real good, strong shot at winning it, so I'm really pulling for him. Hopefully he'll get it done for Penske today, but just a wild ride that was uncalled for.
Brad, check this out, too. I know Carl a little earlier, he had some words. He said maybe it wasn't his fault. Then he said it was. He took the blame, but he also said you weren't giving him any room out there.
You know, he cut down on me on a restart, and I lifted. I couldn't lift fast enough for him. I lifted for him to let him in, but I was there. I don't know what more you could do. You know, Carlo, that's what they say. So I was underneath him, tried to cut him a break. It was too late, though. He turned down. So I apologized to him, but there's nothing I could do in that situation. And to come back and just intentionally wreck someone, that's not cool. I mean, it could have killed somebody in the grandstands. And I know that it's a little ironic that it's got me saying that, but at least I didn't do it intentionally when it happened. So it'll be interesting to see how NASCAR reacts to it. They have the ball. If they're going to allow people to intentionally wreck each other at tracks this fast, we will hurt someone either in the cars or in the grandstand. So it's not cool to intentionally wreck somebody at 195 mile an hour.
Thanks, Brad. We're glad you're not hurt. Dick Berggren.
Oh, we got a car.
Well, two cars in the up in the wall. Truex just misses it, and it's Keselowski.
Caution is out. Right side damage. We got in the wall. Shouldn't be all that bad, but we're going to have to work on it.
And he limps to the flag. Keselowski does, holding on to 22nd position.
You know, one of the things that I didn't realize, but with the spoiler, the way it hangs over the edge of the quarter panels, every time one of these cars gets into the wall, it pushes the back of the car over. It pushes the blade over.
I think 3 wide down the back straightaway into 3 may have kind of helped this to happen.
It's never a very good idea.
Well, and Keselowski slid up in front of Truex in the 56, and Truex got into the back of the 12.
Just being a little too aggressive on these restarts happens so much.
There's the contact.
Yep.
What Truex did well to save it in the 56.
But that view right there, that's similar to what the spotter has, and you could tell. It would be hard to tell that 12 car clear high.
While Keselowski would have likely finished in the top 10 at Atlanta, if not for his incident with Carl Edwards, you don't credit for what could have been in racing. As a result, his best finish after 5 races was just a 13th at Bristol, while his best start was a 16th at Las Vegas. Additionally, Keselowski was just 30th in points.
Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks. That's his 2nd car of the weekend.
Keselowski, last year's winner in the 12. Elliott Sadler in the 19, who's come across on his roof here a few times. Labonte up high, 4 wide.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, uh-oh, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit.
Third caution of the day.
We got one in the
Yep, that's Brad Keselowski off track at turn 10.
There's a couple of guys that needed this. Jeff needs it about halfway to get his stuff back together.
Oh, lots of damage on the left front. Splitters all tore up. Well, Brad just got loose coming through there and just never could catch it.
And that looks exactly like Hornish the other day in practice.
Yeah.
Same thing. Once he got through the corner, it got away from him, and he ended up in about the same place.
Heavy damage for Brad Keselowski. top 5 run yesterday at Road America in the nationwide race. Of course, he is the point leader in that series. 33rd is where he is right now.
4 tires. Fix that damage. Fix that damage. We're 5 away. 5 away.
You can see how it's caved in on the top. It's where you get up under the tires, you know what I mean? Which is, remember
the splitters, that's the big thing right there. All that other stuff is one thing, but that splitter sticking up there in the left front,
the splitter is a piece,
bad.
yeah, that you just give up all your downforce.
Yeah.
You know, used to with the Cup cars, everybody was worried about your fenders being out, your fenders being for the downforce. Now all that downforce is right there.
We've got a spin on the racetrack.
Oh, Brad Keselowski and J.J. Yaley both going around. Some debris on the track, but out of the groove. No caution as of yet with 9 to go. Now he's got fluid.
He's putting down fluid. This is putting down fluid, so this is going to be a caution. He's in the middle of the racetrack, driver door to oncoming traffic, and fluid all over the racetrack.
Keselowski, another of those drivers that had enjoyed a nice battle-back day. And now we have our 7th yellow of the afternoon. Look way back in the distance. Keselowski coming off the corner.
He got into it with the 38 car. Yeah, that's
David
Gilliland.
Yeah, he's backwards before he gets there. That's the spoiler over there on the right.
And Yaley, J.J. Yaley, I'm not sure if he got turned or. There's the 46 car right there. It looks like he got tagged by Elliott Sadler.
Sadler perhaps taking out his frustrations from the incident that he was involved in a moment ago that was not of his making.
Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, hang on, Jeff Burton. Burton up into Hornish.
He's going to come back up again. Now the big one.
There it is.
7, 8, 9 cars involved, many which were running inside the top 10.
That's the whole field, isn't it?
That's the whole field.
Look at that. Nowhere to go.
And these guys were trying to avoid the 2 coming back up on the racetrack, and the first group that saw them check up, and everybody runs in behind them.
It happened with 12 to go.
Yeah, the 12 and it looked like I don't know how they got together, but the 83 and the 12 were at the front of that pack. And look at these guys. They're packed in there. Montoya's headed backwards, and you can't see. I mean, they kind of slide out of the way, but they're 4 deep and packed on top of each other, and they're still coming in behind them. You see the 12, you see the 42, you see these guys.
And there's just nowhere to go.
There's
no openings on the racetrack whatsoever.
Nowhere to go. And you can't imagine sitting at home driving into that at 170 or 80 miles an hour, getting up to speed, but driving into that and not being able to know left or right.
After 18 races, the halfway point of the season, Keselowski improved his best start to 6th at Richmond and his best finish to 12th at both Martinsville and Darlington. Additionally, he was ranked 25th place in the standings, while veteran teammate Kurt Busch was 4th.
Well, we've got caution on the racetrack.
Reckon 2. 12 just hit the wall in 2 and drove it across the racetrack. Just watch for debris.
Word you heard there. Brad Keselowski got into the wall just hard enough. Brings out our 7th caution.
Yeah, if you got a flat, we need to pit now. But
and how good a move was this by Kurt Busch and those guys? He stayed up in the 4th spot. Just really smart, Steve Addington and Kurt Busch. Ooh, yeah, this was close. See how sideways? Wow.
Good job not to hit anything.
And a good job for everybody else to avoid him.
And it's going to change everything, though. All of them will come down pit road. Like I said, it's a good reset now for Kurt Busch.
Brad finished 12th last night in the Nationwide Series.
Not surprisingly, Keselowski missed the playoffs as he was 26th in the standings after 26 races. However, he could still turn around his season and ended on a high note.
Lap 211, 0-0 around. David Rudiman, and he stuffs it on the inside wall of turn number 4.
That's just what Steve Letarte was talking about. He's seen this before. He knew that the field was going to get jumbled up because cars staying out, and he did not want to get back in this pack. Because this is what can happen.
Wow, Rudiman's had such a good car all day, but just as you said, Andy, that's exactly the things that can happen here.
Let's go back and take a look at, see what happened.
Oh, my. Keselowski just got up on the curb and got in his left rear.
Curb to grass, he was...
Yeah, he was out of control.
One thing kept him from hitting the outside wall was the 0-0.
Oh, look out.
Uh-oh, here goes
going across.
Allmendinger.
That's Allmendinger sideways, but it looks like if he can keep it down.
Get a caution.
again.
He's
Still
off
nothing.
the wall.
Still nothing.
And the first caution of the race is out.
Got crammed from behind by somebody.
Yeah, he got help. So A.J. Allmendinger, who freely admitted yesterday all the news going on about RPM racing has his stomach in knots, let alone having to race this place.
Yeah, you don't need that. It looked like Casey Kane got sideways, and A.J. kind of checked up, and car behind him didn't.
All right, let's go back and take another look at it, see what happened.
Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy up front. You see all these leaders spreading out.
Well, the two Red Bull cars got together. Scott Speed got him, and A.J.
Looked like it might have been Keselowski that got into the back of A.J.
Plenty of room at that section of the track. And the only damage is to the rear of the car, as you see right there. Here's the angle from behind. See the 12? Yeah, 12 gets into the 43. We'll step aside for just a moment. Here is our first caution flies at Talladega.
Oh, got trouble. Caution out. Brad Keselowski. Didn't Andy just mention a minute ago how this 12 car had been moving up through the field? And now he has got some troubles. Long green run.
Yeah,
Suspect the right front.
Done a good job of getting himself up in the the mid-20s, was moving right along there, and it looks like he may have obviously cut something down on the right side. Can't quite tell if it's right front or right rear, but boy, he has pounded the wall. Looks like his day may be done.
Right front, getting in.
Blew right front, he says.
And Alan, as you said, we were on a long green flag run, getting ready for pit stops. That's when we talk about that brake heat, like Tim Brewer talks about, keeping those brakes cool. Sometimes it overheats the inside B of that tire and lets the air out.
Yeah.
So second caution of this race is out at lap number 59. Looking from Dale Jr.'s car at Brad Keselowski.
Turning off down here to turn one, really boogieing, and boom, just blows that right front tire. No warning, no anything, and that's a hard lick.
Yeah, it's
Brad
about
Keselowski's.
165 miles an hour getting at that corner, pushing 170, and just blows that right front, clobbers that wall. Thank gosh for the soft wall.
Yes, sir. That would have been a bad lick if not.
And Brad Keselowski's been cleared out of the medical center. Let's talk to him, Vince.
He's had a couple of top tens recently, but a tough day today. Blown tire, any indication before it went?
Yeah, just at the wrong time. But it gave me an indication right at the end of the back straightaway. Just real shame. The guys at Penske Racing built me a nice brand new car to come here to Phoenix with, and got the boss's name on my suit, representing Penske race cars and PenskeCars.com. And just unfortunate. We'll just have to watch back in the garage and cheer on my teammate Kurt Busch. Looks like he's running really good in his Miller Lite Dodge, and hopefully we can get a win for Penske Racing.
Marty?
And Brad will be looking to set a nationwide record next week. If he can finish in the top 5, 26 top 5 finishes would break the 25 mark set by Kyle Busch last year.
For 2010, Keselowski managed to qualify on the pole position at New Hampshire, but his best finish was a pair of 10th place finishes at Martinsville and Talladega. He also led 41 laps during the year, which he ended 25th in points.
For just $1, you can become a patron of me, Ryan Holman, and get your name in the credits of one of my videos. Just go to patreon.com/Ryan_Holman. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at RealRyanHolman.